Hey, what is up YouTube, it's Overlord here, and today I want to discuss Halo's rage-inducing lag and the game being absolutely fucked. Halo is one of my favorite games of all time, and I had defended it from naysayers and people who tend to bash on it and hate on it. However, I can see their point of view, and their side of the argument. I also acknowledge that this game is not perfect in all areas, and can admit when I'm wrong. I can criticize this game because I love it enough to point out its flaws, so that it can be improved upon, making it a better, more enjoyable experience for me and my friends. Now, I'm mainly going to be focusing on Halo 2 Anniversary, seeing as it's the most broken playlist in-game, and I've seen far more complaints about it in the forums of Halo Waypoint and Reddit than anything else. So as you guys can see in the background, I am playing Halo 2 Anniversary, and whilst I'm playing, you will notice at times my shots completely stop registering at some points. Now, this is a rampant problem for the Halo 2 Anniversary game mode, and many people just blatantly avoid it and play the classic game mode instead. Some of you might say, "Your connection sucks, check your connection," and to that I say, having a 15 megabyte download and a 5 upload is more than enough to play comfortably, and for there to be little to no lag in game when playing. This is in fact from how the networking is set up. Whenever you are playing, the server will randomly demand 2 or more megabytes of information when all it needs is 200 kilobytes at the minimum to 500 kilobytes at the maximum. Even assuming this game demanded on average 500 kilobytes, it would randomly demand 4 times the amount of information needed. This clogs the server temporarily and makes passing information harder to do. So instead of it getting a nice smooth flow of information, the server stops receiving information randomly, then gets tons of it shoved down its throat all at once. The cycle is repeated over and over during the course of the game, and the more people you have, sadly, the worse it gets. Battlefield 4 actually has the same problem as Halo's Master Chief Collection, and to be quite honest, it's very infuriating. You ever notice how in Battlefield 4, you'd walk around a corner, shoot someone, they turn around, shoot you once, and then kill you? Same thing happens here network-wise. Both the servers get clogged up, and then packets of information are flooding the servers, so all the damage models, or the damage that you do, or the enemy does to you, gets sent at once, so you die extraordinarily quickly, and it's very infuriating. Rather that, or your damage doesn't get sent at all, and it's completely ignored and dropped by the server. So, even assuming that they did know how to untangle all this mess, it would most likely require them to take down the servers for days, if not weeks, and they are not going to do that in the least bit, because that is money and time lost, and it's hurting their reputation. So most likely, probably the smarter thing to do right now, as far as I could see for them, or the way that they see it, is just kind of leaving it in the mess as it is, and then putting band-aids over the huge cracks in the wall, hoping that it will fix the problem overall. Now, the icing on the cake, in my opinion, is that they built the Halo 2 Anniversary game mode and game type off the Halo 2 Vista port. And for those of you that don't know, the Halo 2 Vista port was the port to the PC for Halo 2 that was essentially a half-built Halo 2. It had awful hit registration, awful net coding, and was just terrible all the way around. And it was the awful, muddy, shitty experience of Halo 2 that no one wanted to necessarily play with. Now, quite a few people, myself included, are very pissed off because one thing that they did was whenever they decided to implement it, they used one of the older versions of the Halo 2 Vista port, which cut out sword cancelling, but it didn't have all the patches to the netcoding and the hit registration that they had implemented that made it slightly better and made it somewhat playable. So not only do they have to worry about the problems that they have with the networking, the game itself they have to go in and repatch from scratch, and that's just really fucking retarded. They could have essentially had to do more work with implementing the Xbox version of Halo 2, but it would have come out a lot smoother and with a lot less problems. And as to why they didn't do this, I don't know. I guess they were just fucking lazy and just being fucking retarded. And it's just really stupid why they did this. I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, maybe the deadline was coming and they had no choice. And in that regard, they should have pushed the deadline away. Be like, yo, we need an extra 3 months to finish our shit so we can get you guys the game itself relatively working properly. I mean, it'll still have bugs here and there, of course, but for the most part, the game itself is working fine just as it was shipped 10 years ago on the Xbox, the original Xbox. And I could see a lot of problems that people face with the game being essentially gone or very minute in retrospect to what it is now. Alright you guys, so to really just kind of finish it off, I do want to say that I don't necessarily have any high hopes for this game being fixed the way that it should, because as again, in order to actually fix it like they have to, they'd most likely have to take the actual servers down, you know, fix all the coding, which would take a while, and then it still had the problems of the Vista port, so the game will never work to its full potential, at least not that game type of the Halo 2 Classic and the Halo 2 Anniversary, and that's very sad and very depressing. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want more commentaries like this, then please remember to like, favorite, comment, and subscribe, and I will try to pump out more videos for you guys. This is Overlord signing out, and I will see you guys next time.